Oh, we're lucky to live where we do. Omaha and then really the surrounding communities, they're all nice, they're all clean.
Right, but you have to keep it that way. And in order to do that, we all need to do our part. So are you doing some fall cleanup around the house? Don't know where to put all those recyclables that you don't want anymore? Listen up.
Yeah, welcome Chris Stratman, Executive Director of Keep Omaha Beautiful. Chris, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
Welcome.
So, you know, we could bring some tires in here, roll them out, have this tire. Let's do that next time. But this is, the tire recycling is a big part of this. But really, let's tell people out there what Keep Omaha Beautiful is, the whole initiative.
So our organization, we're all about fostering environmental and community stewardship is really at the heart of what we do. But a big piece of it too is really focusing our programs on waste reduction and recycling, which is why this is important to us.
So you are going to be collecting tires at an event on Saturday.
Yeah.
Tell us about, I guess, people dumping tires. Is that an issue? Has that been an issue? And why are you doing this?
Yeah, so the main reason why we're doing this is to provide really kind of a proactive outlet for people to appropriately discard their tires. It's going to be taking place, again, this Saturday, October 21st, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Over at Levi Carter Park, which is a park really close to Epley Airfield. And the reason that this is important is tires are actually not, or they're prohibited from the landfill. And also you can't discard those in your recycling or trash curbside. So people that generate these tires, they wonder, you know, what do I do with these things, right? So again, this provides kind of that free outlet to do this, and they end up being recycled. Also, it provides, or it helps prevent improper disposal, as the way I like to put it.
I want to ask you about that, this improper disposal or dumping, dumping of tires somewhere. Is it still a big problem? Because like we were talking about before, like it seemed like a 70s, 80s problem.
Yeah,
you know?
we'd like to think so, and it definitely has gotten better over the years. I think, I mean, for the most part, people want to do the right thing. And again, when they have the outlet to do so, they usually do. But unfortunately, like the areas like our wooded areas, our water bodies, tires are still unfortunately dumped in some of those areas. And that's one of the, I mean, we're Keep Omaha Beautiful, right? This is important to us from an environmental as well as an aesthetic perspective.
So you have that event on Saturday, but if someone can't make it out, how is like the typical way that someone is supposed to recycle tires?
Yeah, excellent question. So the City of Omaha and Keep Omaha Beautiful try to do this once a year. If they can't make it, we also have the Omaha Spring Cleanup, which is a 6-week event in the spring where people can actually dispose of tires as well. If not, they can go to River City Recycling, which is over on 60th and Harrison roughly. And that costs money. It usually is like $3 to $5 per tire to recycle it there.
What happens with the tires? Because there's a lot of use for tires.
There's a lot of different. So for this specific outlet, the vast majority are actually going to be turned into lining for septic systems. But you know, scrap tires actually can be turned into all kinds of stuff, from turf on football fields to you name it.
Interesting.
Down at Memorial Stadium, isn't there ground up tires in there?
So it's a free event. Anyone can participate. So if you have any tires.
As long as you're a Douglas County resident, you can. It's free for you to participate. However, if you're a tire retailer or a business, things like that, you're not allowed to.
The whole recycling program in general for the city. How's that going? And glass, is glass a part of that too?
So actually the city, in partnership with us, Keep Omaha Beautiful, again, we're an independent nonprofit, we just recently expanded the glass drop-off system. So glass is actually a contaminant to other recyclables. So you can't place it in your recycling bin, so like curbside type of thing. It actually contaminates paper and cardboard. In light of that, you have to collect it and also recycle it separately. And to do this and try to make it as convenient as possible, we wrote a grant recently and got some new containers, the very sharp-looking purple elongated dumpsters.
And that's what we just saw on the screen right there. Yeah, right there.
And so we actually added those containers to 2 new sites. There's 9 total sites throughout the city now, but the 2 new sites are out in West Omaha at 178th and Pacific at the Hy-Vee parking lot there, as well as 150th and Maple at the Fresh Thyme store. So people can drop off their glass there at any point, and then that glass is then ultimately recycled.
Okay. Well, what type of glass can be recycled? Because I mean, some of them, like I think the green can't be, or some. I've heard that before. Like different colored ones, you got to watch out for.
Excellent question. So. Any type of what we like to say is food or beverage glass. So like think pickle jars, baby food jars, beer bottles, wine bottles, things like that. So anything for food or beverages in its original glass packaging can be recycled. It doesn't matter what color. Any color, blue, green, brown, clear, it doesn't matter. The only things that you shouldn't though, so that's kind of the stuff you can. You shouldn't though is like Pyrex Corningware,
Oh, sure.
mirrors, light bulbs, ceramics, things like that. So again, if you just kind of think of like pickle jars and beverage containers, you should be fine.
I asked that because in California you could not recycle the green bottle,
really?
like the darker wine bottles, which is bizarro. So anyway, but we're we're not there.
But I like thinking down the road a little bit. So with the tires, you recycle the tires, and there's uses for that. How about the glass? How do you use the glass after it's recycled?
Yeah, so what's nice about with the system, the City of Omaha has a partnership with Ripple Glass. It's a company based out of Kansas City. So this glass is aggregated here. It's shipped down to Kansas City, where it's broken into what's called cutlet pieces, and then they sell that to ultimately to two companies that produce more bottles and jars, as well as fiberglass insulation. So again, it has that second life. What's nice about glass is that it can be recycled, especially when it's turned into jars and bottles over and over and over again. So it's a continuous type of thing. And on the flip side of that, glass, actually, if you dispose of it in a landfill, it will never biodegrade.
I was going to say, glass
never
does. So it never does.
Never does. It's
so
one
rather
of,
than
people like to think styrofoam and plastic are the worst. It's actually glass, and it does not biodegrade.
Yeah, so this you can just continue to use
stop
it over and
throwing
over
my
again.
glass away.
So there's the new glass
there you
recycling
go.
location
All right.
right there at the Hy-Vee on 178th off of, which Hy-Vee is that?
So it's 178th and Pacific.
Pacific, yeah, that's my Hy-Vee.
All right, there you go. So,
and then Fresh Thyme.
I'll bring all my glass to you and have you recycle it.
But this is really the big event we're talking about right here, the free tire recycling. It is Saturday from 8 to 3 at Levi Carter Park, right by the boat ramp parking lot right there.
Correct.
And Keep Omaha Beautiful off of Farnham, Suite 306. Can people stop by to get more information?
They can, or they can go to our website. Also, omaharecycles.com is the city's website, and there's more information there as well.
All righty, well, thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for catching us up on this. Appreciate it, Chris. Guest of the morning.